Hey friends, welcome to the Ultimate Debt Payoff Tracker. If you're watching this video, that means you just purchased your payoff tracker, and we at Winky Sheets want to say thank you and congratulations to being one step closer to reaching your financial goals. Now, this payoff tracker is part of a larger annual budget that includes more functionality and creative options to explore financial freedom. If you're interested in expanding into more of this annual budget, feel free to follow the link in the description below. Now, as we get started, if you find there are any questions that you still have after watching this video, feel free to reach out to us directly at team@winkysheets.com. As soon as you purchase your debt payoff tracker, you received a download PDF. Whether you're on Windows or Mac, you'll want to double-click this PDF to access the links inside. If you're on Mac, you may be used to pressing spacebar to view PDFs, but you'll notice that you can't click any of the links inside. So we'll want to actually double-click and open that PDF inside something like Adobe Reader or another PDF viewer. Once we're inside, we'll notice that we can choose between these four currency options. I'm in the US, so I'm going to choose dollars. Once I choose my currency, I'll notice my browser opens up to show this template preview. Now don't worry, it might look a little funky at first, but once we go up to the top and click Use Template, Google Sheets will now prepare our debt payoff tracker for us. Great, now that we're in Google Sheets, there are a couple things that we need to keep in mind first. At the top, you'll notice that there are some formulas that are wanting to receive data from external parties. This is so that you can access this YouTube tutorial from within the spreadsheet. We'll want to simply click Allow Access. Now, since we chose Use Template, we should be able to get started on our spreadsheet. Occasionally, Google Sheets will mistakenly mark our spreadsheet as view only and say that we need to request access. All you need to do is go up to File, make a copy, and then we can call our spreadsheet whatever it is we like to customize it for ourselves. Then we'll simply click Make a Copy and Google Sheets will prepare our spreadsheet for us. Now, the first time that we open this spreadsheet, we may find that some of the tabs take a moment to show up or may be showing blank altogether. If that happens to you, that's totally normal. All we need to do is go up to the top and click Refresh. Since we've included some fun graphic elements, it can take Google Sheets just a moment to prepare our sheet. Every once in a while, when you open Google Sheets again, you may notice that some charts are out of place or look a little funny. All you need to do is click on either of the tabs below and then simply return back to the debt calculator, and you'll notice that everything has gone back to normal. Okay, with that out of the way, we're now ready to get started. The first thing we'll do is choose our start date. Now, you may recall I chose US dollars as my currency option. In the US, I'm used to typing in the month first, followed by the day. But you'll notice if you chose any of the other currency options that you can type in as you normally would, with the day starting first, followed by the month, and it will work for your location. Now for us, we can simply input the first day of whatever month we choose to show off this debt payoff plan accurately. Now importantly, as long as we choose a start date that is either today's date or in the past, this payoff calculator will show up correctly. Great, now we can get started titling each of our debts. You can name these whatever you like in order to stay organized. As you scroll to the right, you'll notice that there are a number of blank columns. If you have more debt than just these 5 options showing by default, you can simply type in whatever you like and it will show up. Similarly, if you decide you don't need this many debt options, you can simply delete these. However, you'll notice that these charts remain, and that's because we still have data input here. If we want to delete these, those charts will also disappear. Okay, so you'll find that using this payoff tracker is really simple, and we have some helpful tips that show up here on the sides to help us along the way. We wanted to make this video as a helpful resource to you to learn how to use this spreadsheet, but you'll notice on each of the tabs that we have some helpful tips and instructions on this third tab called How To, which gets even more specific on how to use it, as well as a link to this YouTube tutorial if you want a refresher on anything that we discussed. Moving back to our debt payoff tab, we'll get started on our first debt by simply typing in our starting balance. Now keep in mind, this is the starting balance as of the date of our payoff plan, which we marked as April 2025. This is not going to be the date that you started off this debt with. Let's say it's a mortgage. We're not going to put the full amount you began this debt with, just the balance as of our start date. Next, we're going to enter our minimum payment, followed by our APR, or our annual percentage rate. You'll notice now that the months until paid off generates below, as well updating our chart and our current balance. As we fill out this data for each of our debts, we'll find that our payoff plan generates below. On this left side, we'll see our total debt payments and our total balances month to month. Let's say you wanted to pay off a debt early. You'll notice that this $50 is listed here as an example. But let's say that in March 2026, you decided you wanted to pay a full $150 toward this Chase Bank debt. We'll now see that just 2 months later, our debt is now paid off. This gives us the option to make any additional payments that we like throughout this column to see how it affects our payoff plan. And it's really as simple as that. Play around with this debt payoff tracker to see how close you are to reaching your financial goals. Finally, we included a bonus tab here at the bottom called How to Achieve Financial Freedom. This tab explores some helpful details on the types of investment accounts most people prefer to invest in and in what order. This calculator here on the left allows you to enter your current age, the age you wish to retire at, what your current investment account balances are, and how much you want to contribute annually. And it will tell you here at the bottom what that amount will be by the time you reach that age. Now, your average return amount in the US on average for the S&P 500 is around 10%, and the average life expectancy in the US is around 78. But you can, of course, change these numbers as you like. In fact, if you think you're going to reach the age of 95, by all means, update that. We want to determine how much money you'll have on a yearly basis in your retirement accounts by the end of that life expectancy age. Additionally, this Financial Freedom tab will have some other helpful tips on how to automate your finances, how to create automatic transfers to save more effectively, and what percentage of your income you can invest in order to meet those retirement goals. These tabs make up your ultimate payoff tracker, and we hope you enjoy using this spreadsheet to get closer to reaching your financial goals. And as mentioned before, if you find that there are any other questions you have that weren't mentioned in this video, feel free to reach out to us directly at team@winkysheets.com, and we'd love to help answer any of your questions there. Best of luck and happy budgeting.